Hey everyone, Soundwave 884 here, the Transformers review. In this review, take a look at the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy selects Soundwave Spy Patrol 3rd Unit. Since they're part of the selects, they come in this plain brown box. So we're not going to spend any time looking at the box anymore. Let's jump right to the figures. Alright, so going from left to right, we have Scar, Knock, Frenzy. Please don't hate me. It's called Frenzy, but you can call it Rumble if you choose. And Wing Thing. So this is the way they come straight out of the box. They come in their cassette modes or their Power Master modes. And we'll take a look at them one by one and do some comparisons with the original G1s that they are supposed to be mimicking. So we'll jump to Double Dealers 2 right now. Alright, so these two actually belong with Double Dealer, not Earthrise. Double Dealer will be coming out later this year. He's already hit overseas. I'm in the US, so to let you know. So some people have already done reviews on him, Prime versus Prime, Tauntaun. They've done reviews on the figure. And one cool thing about the Double Dealer, I'm going to go ahead and mention that real quick, is that he actually has Knock molded in on his abdomen. So I'll show a quick picture of that. And then it looks just, no, it's like this. It's just not painted. It's just straight up gray. But this is Knock. So this guy's supposed to be mimicking this one. And this one here is Scar, and he's supposed to be mimicking that. So we'll take a look at Scar first. So here's Scar in his cassette mode, or what it could be, you call it Power Master mode. One side is the cassette or Power Master. You flip it around, and you pretty much got a peekaboo going on there with his head. And it's pretty much all his robot parts, or his alt mode, or beast mode, is visible. Now compare that with the G1. This is the G1 on that side, and you would flip it around, and it's very similar to that. Alright, so just look at Scar. Nice yellow paint details, some nice sculpted details here, which is pretty much the same as Ratbat and Wing Thing. We'll just show Wing Thing off right here. And you see all the detailing, as Echo was saying, these just come off of what Ratbat was. The only thing different is the head sculpt on these guys. So we'll get a little more look at Scar. Alright, so that's something you can do with this figure also in this mode here. You flip this little piece up, and he can then tab in onto any of the ports on your Siege or Earthrise figures on their arms. Kind of like Weaponizer, where you can take them apart and tab them in. Also, this will fit in Soundwave's chest if you want to go that route. And also, Double Dealer has a compartment on his chest where you can also slot these guys into as well. So the transform Scar, very easy. Just take his wings, fold these down. As you see, there's little tabs here that we're tapping in these little holes. Do that. Bring his wings out, drop his feet down, and then his head is up, and you want to undo it and bring it down. And it's a little hinge right there, so you can turn his head like so, and you have Scar transformed. Very simple, very easy, not complex at all. And take a look at the head sculpt here on Scar. You can see more of the silver paint, yellow paint here on the chest is applied nicely. Red eyes painted in. And we'll compare him with the G1 version. And there he is next to his G1 counterpart. Well, they're pretty much exactly the same thing here. Head sculpts are very close to what you had here in G1. Sort of a bat-like creature, but it's a little bit different than what Ratbat's face sculpt is. I do like the old G1, because it's like he's just trying to flash people. Like the gremlin in the movie Gremlins. That's what that reminds me of. G1 had a lot of molded, not a lot, but some molded in details and a little bit of paint going on. Whereas the new current one is a little more painted up. Articulation you're going to get on this figure is just the wings are going to go up and down. Little articulation here. His head's on this little hinge, so you can move that up, down. And of course you can move his feet. That's just mainly for transformation. And a quick comparison here with Ratbat. Different shades of purple. Different head sculpts. Both still look pretty cool. Now let's move on to Knock. Alright, so Knock, you see here, he's got the blue paint on the outside. It's like a light blue, some dark blue here. Nice little silver touches here in the middle. Flipping around, you can see why his robot mode in his head right there. And we'll do a quick comparison of this with his G1, which is right here. See, they got the colors pretty close. The reds, this red is a little bit lighter. The blues are really close here. And like I said, this look of this and this on the side is actually already molded in on Double Dealer. Flipping around, and again, it's just like G1. You can see his head and everything just sitting right there looking at you. So let's transform Knock. Now Knock's just like Rumble, Frenzy. He's going to transform exactly the same way. So what you want to do is you grab a leg here, pull it down, Then at his knee, he's got a ball jointed, and that will swivel. It's really tight, so be careful you don't turn, and then turning his hip up here and breaking his hip. So my copy here is just very tight, so I like to hold his hip still while I turn that. So here would be his hands. Let's go ahead and bring these out, straighten them up. You can see that's where his arms are. They're on this little hinge thing. Just bring them down, and you have transformed Scar. Quick look at the details. Paint is applied nicely on this. A lot of molded in. Of course, you can tell this is just Rumble and Frenzy's chest, so it looks just like him. They just painted over different paint, but it does get a new head sculpt in there, which is nice. He also features that little piece here where you can plug him in. All cassettes will have this little feature. And we'll compare him with the G1 Knock. Alright, so there's the Selects version with the G1 version. Size is greater on the Selects version. Comparison here, the head sculpts are very similar, very much the same. They painted this here blue to mimic the chest of the G1. It's very nice. I do like it, and like I said, this will actually go with your double dealer. It will be coming out later this year. So now let's move on to Wing Thing. And here is Wing Thing. He is just Ratbat from Siege in different colors. Instead of being purple, he is orange. So there's nothing different. So if you have Ratbat, you know what this figure entails. You know, design. You can look at some of the paint here. Silver paint right there. Some black paint here for like some circuitry. Flip them around. Black paint here in the chest. And now G1 Wing Thing was actually part of the Extra Masters line with Soundwave. He was just he transformed to the gun. He was like some kind of weird bat creature. We'll compare that when he's in his creature mode. But then they started re-releasing Wing Thing in with other reissues, and they started redoing G1 figures. So that's why he is done like this. So transform is just like Scar. Little thing just came out of there. Bring these up. Feet down. Head, you want to work it down on that hinge. Like so. And there is Wing Thing transformed. And we'll compare him real quick with Ratbat. As you can see, they are exactly the same figure. Same head. Everything, just different colors. Well, here is Wing Thing next to G1 Wing Thing. This one actually came in the, like I said, the Action Masters line with Soundwave. A lot different here. So the differences aside here, they should have done his head in black, maybe to blend in more with this G1 version. This actually transforms into a weapon. Pull the tail back, because Action Masters didn't transform. Their little weapons and stuff did. And that flips around. Help form a gun. Bring this up. I'm missing a wing, I know. And there's another gun that will plug into this to make the gun barrel longer. I do have a wing on order, and I hope to get it in. I didn't realize he was missing a wing. I went to find him for this video. I was like, well, crap, my Wing Thing is missing a wing. So he's just a single wing thing, wing fling thing. So now let's take a look at Frenzy or Rumble. Here he is next to his G1 counterpart. This is G1 Frenzy, or Rumble, whatever you want to call him. It was Frenzy in the toys, Rumble in the cartoon. His original G1, so loose. It's that bad, yeah. You can get some Toy Hacks labels to make Toy Hacks this thing up to make it look more like the actual G1 here. This is what you get in Siege and Selects. Flip it around and face the robot size to you. Whereas here, the head and everything is more hidden and, you know, transformed in. This one is just like, nah, screw that. He's just right there. So transform him is exactly the same as we transform Knock. Bring these down. Again, tight knee joints here at the ball joint. So just hold that when you do this. Hold it. Then bring his hands up. Arms come down. Waiting on some other party company to make some pile drivers to add to these guys. That'd be something neat. And there is Rumble or Frenzy, transformed into robot mode. The hips a little loose here. Articulation, ball joint knees. You saw his hips go out and forward and back. And he's got arms that can do that. And on ball joint, so you can spin him around at 360. That much takes care of his articulation. So we'll compare him in this mode with the G1. And there he is next to G1. And next to Siege Rumble or Siege Frenzy, whichever way you want to call these guys. Rumble, Frenzy, Frenzy, Rumble, here they are. Alright, here's the entire set you get from the Siege Selects package here. Frenzy, Knock, Scar, and Wing Thing. Kind of wish Wing Thing instead was Buzzsaw, so you can have a Buzzsaw to go with your Laser Beak. But maybe they're saving Buzzsaw for a future Micromaster pack or Spy Patrol pack. I want to say thank you to all my subscribers and all my viewers who actually watch my videos. I want to say thank you. If you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button. Click thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment down below. And on to the next one. Peace out.